All right, well, this is Jake Valancourt. I am from 10X Engineered Materials, and I'm here with Ben from Aero.
Hi, I'm Ben Kendall. I'm the paint supervisor at Aero Marine Services. I've been in the shipbuilding industry for going on to my 18th year. And, after meeting you, Jake, and discovering the benefits of using 10X, I've become quite dependent upon it. Everything that we talked about that day, we put forward in our division, sandblasting wise, and we're getting some pretty amazing results.
All right, well, Ben, I appreciate the time. What we'll do from here is we'll let the folks listen to what you recorded for us ahead of time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. And you guys keep up doing the great work. And I'm really happy to be part of the progression of the industry with you guys.
Hi, how's it going? My name is Ben. I'm the paint supervisor at Aero Marine Services. We're a full service shipyard located in Richmond, British Columbia, Canada. I came here about a year ago to take over the blast department and the paint department. In doing so, I noticed that their PSI on their blasters was far too low. So after spending good time and due care determining what the CFM of their compressors were to see what size of orifice of nozzle I could use, I ended up going with two number 6 nozzles because I only have 600 CFM. I had the CFM on the machines tested, therefore I knew exactly what my limit was. So I ended up going with the two number 6 nozzles and using XL nozzles. So after getting my system set up, the sales rep for Manus contacted me and told me about 10X. Put it lightly, I basically asked him to not try to push this new product upon me. And after some time of him working on me, he ended up giving me a bag at a very prorated. So between having my system running an inch and a quarter hose from the pot up to my whip, I used the 10X and it was astronomically different. I've never in my life ever experienced such clear vision on top of the productivity rate that this media has. So after getting hooked on to 10X, I had one of the representatives from 10X come out to my site and gave me a few more pointers. And basically, by using 10X, I've cut my cost of media itself, by 75 to 50%. On top of that, my productivity has gone up by about 75%. Over the first vessel that I blasted at this site with running only at 80 to 60 psi like it originally was to running at 120 psi using 10X, I've actually brought cost effectiveness up 200% and productivity up 200%, which is mind blowing when you think about it as a numbers person, as I am. Another thing with 10X that most people don't understand is your metering is so important. I ask all of you, if you're going to try 10X, please buy the sleeves for your guys' machine so you can dial your metering back. Metering is one of the biggest keys to profitability in our industry. On top of that, the environmental benefits of running 10X is absolutely overwhelming. Another thing that came to my attention with 10X was the fact of its cleaning rate. Now, normally when we're doing an SP6 or an ACE3, we're, spending a little bit of time getting rid of the deeper rust. And with 10X, you basically find your pattern, set your metering, and you keep to your pattern. There's no more pickups. There's no more anything. Basically, with 10X, you're able to blast down to white metal and leave a mild steel in the rain and it won't plume. The impurities in media are one of the biggest effects that cause flash rusting. So after I came into 10X and was, overly whelmed of wondering why I was doing what I was doing so wrong for so many years and why I didn't have 10X since the start 18 years ago, I definitely have nothing to say other than if you don't believe me, buy a pot and try it. But from having the lack of plume rust coming on surfaces, being able to run a 2070 blend, on top of that, everything that the company's done for me, from coming down from the United States up to Canada, coming to my site, going over my air drying, my hold tanks for pressure, my blast pots themselves, just to ensure that I was getting the best thing. The amount of care that the company actually takes inside this media and advancing the blasting community has been amazing for me to have this encounter with 10X. Basically, when we're in confined spaces, we will have, a hole in the bottom of the boat. We'll have an entry point from up top and escape from down below. And normally, I've in the past have literally had a laser pointer on my blaster in order to see where my pattern is, a welding stick because it's so dusty you can't see anything you're doing in the confined space. I'm able to blast in a confined space with my media low, able to see everything I'm doing. And from the amount of media we're now going through, our environmental recycling fee has gone down so much. On top of that, the dust that 10X produces from the blasting is actually biosoluble. Now, the fact that my body can naturally get rid of this blast media is one of the biggest plus sides to it. So, if you don't want to save money and you don't want a better finished product, and if you don't want to be on the cutting edge of blasting, I strongly recommend you not use 10X. But if you're an individual that wants to produce the best work as humanly possible and you want to have a superior product to your competition and you want to save money, get more done in the time you have, then I would strongly recommend you get on to 10X. One thing I must say though is you want to run your PSI no lower than 100, what we recommend anyways, but I would strongly recommend between 100 and 120. And definitely with 10X, because it is a finer 2070 blend compared to industry standard of 1630, you really need your air dryer to be running properly and your air to be proper. So if you can check your machine, make sure your plunger's sealed, your window on your blast pot sealed, check all your gaskets like on your couplings like you should be doing every time before you blast. Ensure that your blast system's up to par, and then introducing the slotted sleeve. I'm now able to meter within a quarter turn to no more than a one. Like I'll basically be blasting from about 3 3/4 to about 6 3/4 at most, and that was with 60 mil paint, and that was the highest I've ever had it. So you guys stay safe out there. Remember, this is a dangerous game. Always wear your safety gear. And if you're sandblasting in confined spaces, I strongly recommend you get a respirator for inside your blast helmet in case there's a failure. But I once again just want to shout out 10X and let you guys know that you guys have changed my life for the better, and you guys keep on doing what you're doing and making this industry better. All right, you guys have a wonderful day.